Welcome back to another Conductor live stream. I'm your host, Theme Park Conductor, and tonight we have some interesting topics to break down. We have Resident Evil coming to Horrors Unleashed in Las Vegas. We have HellRaiser announced for HHN 2026. And we also have some breaking development. Universal Orlando with Epi Universe offering a $180 ticket, and what can that mean? Also, we break down some Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift news, and on top of that, Celestial Goodnight at Epic debuts tonight. And happy birthday to our dear friend Jared from Capture the Magic. I have two awesome gentlemen to break down all this news with me. I'm going to start off with the one, the only, Mr. Tommy Toon in the house, the world famous young Steven Spielberg food reviewer in the house. How you doing today, and where can everyone find you on social media?
What's up, Conductor? Man, I'm happy to be back on. I'm glad we're talking about horror and all things Universal. Wow, they've been dropping some heat. This is crazy. They always drop some stuff, and then the whole world freaks out, at least my world. Anyways, yeah, man, I'm excited to be back on Conductor live stream, man. You can find me at TommyToon_world on YouTube. Like he said, man, you can find all the food reviews there. Heading to Vegas soon, so look out for some Vegas food reviews. Then also, you could go to TikTok and IG at TommyToon_, that more day to day.
Absolutely. Always great to have Tommy on. And we got the spicy Italiano, the only guy that I know of that will chase Josh tomorrow half across the country on Main Street, to chase him down and give him a fist bump at the very least. How you doing today, and where can everyone find you on social media?
Doing good. Glad to be on here with you guys, chatting everything with Universal, from Horrors Unleashed to Halloween Horror Nights, maybe even a little bit of Fast and Furious or lack thereof, and of course with Epic Universe. But everyone, if you would like to find me, you could do so on my YouTube channel, Hollow Gelato, where Abby and I do all things theme parks, Disney, Universal, Knott's Berry Farm, even the Disney Cruise Line. We do life vlogs, event vlogs, out of theater reviews, all that good jazz. And you could also find us on social media on Instagram under Hollow Gelato as well. And you could also follow me under my personal accounts on Instagram and on X under the Disney Italiano.
Absolutely. Always great to have these gentlemen on. But without further ado, let's just jump right into it. We got the first topic, which is going to be the one, the only HellRaiser. Now, gentlemen, I have to say this has been one of John Murdy's golden goose IPs he's been wanting to bring to the event since he took over creative director of Halloween Horror Nights at Hollywood. First of all, Tommy, I'm going to go to you first. What do you think about this IP? You know, being that it's HellRaiser, being that he kind of gives a different perspective to horror. What does this include for you? What are you most excited for?
First of all, I think this has been one that has needed to happen, like you mentioned. This is one of John Murdy's like white whales, so to speak. He's tried to get it on here for how long? He finally got it. He got the IP here. This one's going to scare the hell out of me. Let me tell you. I want to be spooked in this one. This guy, man, Pinhead, man, watching all the horror movies back in the day, the one movie that would always get me were these HellRaiser movies, man. So this one's going to be like an achievement going through the house for sure. I'm glad, man. They always need some horror icon from back in the day. I mean, to me, it's like that's where horror was built. So we need these horror icons. I mean, we always have Michael Myers and stuff. You know, we kind of need Freddy Krueger back. I'm cool with that, and I'm cool with Jason coming back too. But man, the limelight and the shine, dude, it's on HellRaiser and Pinhead this time. I'm kind of scared to open the box and everything. I'm scared for this, man. What do you think, George? Oh, I think you're mute.
Yep, just noticed. Sorry. Yeah, for me, just as what you guys were mentioning, I feel like this is going to be the crown jewel this year for all the houses. This is one that I was looking forward to, that I was hoping that would come true, which, I mean, after we were kind of seeing the hints of like what was possibly going to come this year, I mean, when you see the like the pin cushion with the needles, I mean, come on, you pretty much know it's HellRaiser, you know. I think honestly this one is going to be almost to the top tier of what Terrifier was last year. I think it's going to be up there, because I vaguely remember watching the movies, but I remember they were creepy as hell. So to bring that into a three-dimensional state by having us walk through the house and having all those scenes come to life, and how they're going to go about doing that with the storyline, that's going to be very interesting, to say the least. I don't know. My camera might just be on you the whole entire time, wondering how you're going to react to it.
It's going to be scary for sure, man. It's going to be intense.
Oh no, I think you're on mute.
Now it's my turn.
Yep.
I think what's going to be more interesting for me is, because obviously they're going to have a scene somewhere in the house where they're going to have the hooks. So in that scene, so I'm kind of curious how they're going to like play that, and I'm curious how deep, you know, John Murdy and the team are going to go with this. Like I mean, since he's wanted this house for so long, just kind of like what he did with Exorcist when it first came. I hope he goes hard with this, because it's gonna just blow it out of the water. Obviously, every single year John Murdy does a phenomenal job. That's no questions asked. But to have a golden goose like this for this season is just going to be phenomenal.
Dude, that's crazy, because it's like it's in the same spot and location as Terrifier last year. And with that said, I mean, the house next to it would be, you know, everything's not announced for Hollywood yet, but it seems like the speculation maps are spot on nowadays. So, you know, if we're going off the speculation map, Conductor, could you recall what the house is next to it?
Was
that going to be Evil Dead Burn?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Which is not, it's not a bad thing.
Right.
Because from what I keep hearing about Evil Dead Burn, it's going to be another phenomenal IP for the event. And I think it's going to be beneficial, because when you think about it, that back corner, you know, people have to physically walk to that location. It's not like a tram's going to drop you off. So I kind of feel going in that area, you have to have two very strong IPs to draw people back there. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
And it's almost like they kind of keep within the theme in that notion. Like, again, like with HellRaiser, it's more of on the popular side, like Terrifier. And then when you have Evil Dead Burn, kind of going up against, that's where Poltergeist was.
Right.
Been moving forward, that if we happen to get an Ozzy Osbourne or Black Sabbath or something along that nature, I could see that going in where the Wyatt Six was.
Yeah.
It's almost like they like to keep that in theme.
Yeah, well said. Even though I would have rather have the Ozzy Osbourne Black Sabbath house next to HellRaiser, because then that would just be swamped with that type of clientele, you know what I mean?
The reason why I think they would go the opposite way is because the upstairs bar is right there.
Oh, my God. And then that will be the Ozzy Osbourne bar or Black Sabbath bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I think you called it dead on. I mean, I know this is all speculation at this point, but it's crunch time. I mean, it's July. So, I mean, we got a lot to do. Midsummer's coming up. I'm sure they'll announce a house for that. Maybe they'll save – it's all speculation, but maybe they'll save Killer Clowns for that or Ozzy Osbourne. I'm not sure what house they would announce there. I mean, especially with John Murdy around. It probably would want to be a good house for everybody to know. I mean, I'm not sure.
No, 100%. So my only thing is with having so with having an Ozzy Osbourne house next to Hellraiser on the back lot like that, next to Curious George, the only issue I have is, well, not me, but maybe like the fire marshal or some. You don't want too many people back there because then it just becomes a cluster F, and
Yeah.
it's that big of an area to accommodate all those people. So I
Right.
get why they would move, certain IPs in certain areas of the park. Because if you think about it, if you have all the major IPs in one section of the park, then what's drawing people to the other areas of the park? So if they have it sprawled out, it gives people the excuse to go in each section. Because when you look at Hollywood compared to Orlando, Hollywood is on a hillside, so you have the upper level, the lower level, the back level. Orlando, it's all flat, all one area, to a point. So I get why they're doing that.
Me too.
My
Yeah.
my other thing is, because we're all doing the RIP tour, the first night. Big shout out to all of us because I can't wait for that. That's going to be phenomenal. My question is, being that it's Hellraisers is a official house, could we get a Hellraiser walk around character at the RIP tour dinner? Because last year we had Art the Clown, and I know Tommy and Art the Clown had some interactions at the dinner, which were pretty funny.
Dude, they were hilarious, man, and you honed in on it too. Man, to have Pinhead walking around. The only thing is when they give us something, when these theme parks give us stuff, and then the next year comes around and stuff's not there, it hurts. It doesn't hurt. Maybe it doesn't hurt the venue too much or the whole structure of everything. But to me, it's like we had a walk around character with Art. We should probably get another walk around character this year, like you're just saying. And if we get Pinhead, especially for the RIP buffet, that's gonna be insane, bro. Having Pinhead come up to you, bro. He's gonna be holding the the cube and everything that he has. Oh man, that's scary, man. That's intense. I don't know what I would say. I mean, I don't know. That's
so George, let me ask you, because I'm sure you've seen the videos, especially Tommy's video of Art the Clown walking around the RIP tour dinner. Would you want to see Pinhead as our special RIP tour dining location character walking around?
I think it would be really cool. I think anything because this is going to be my first time, all the way around. So it's going to be great no matter what. I feel like a character like Pinhead, I feel like it would kind of take him out of the element to have him kind of walking around during a buffet kind of thing. I would rather keep him in the house because I feel like that's where it would be more creepy. I feel like with Art, he's about everywhere. No matter where you go, that's just his forte. He's walking around outside of a building, or he's inside a shopping mall dressed as Santa Claus. It's that's Art's kind of way of doing things. So I would pick a character that's more feasible in that manner. I feel like with Pinhead, it's more.
Oh, well, okay. Let me ask you this then. From what we have right now, okay, we have Hellraiser, Stranger Things 5, Sinners. Those are the three that are officially announced. If we had to go off just these three, what IP of character would you use to walk around the RIP tour experience at the dining location? If we had to choose from these three,
maybe I would use a character from this franchise, but I wouldn't do Pinhead.
Okay.
That's who I would do.
Because I kind of feel like Pinhead is like Freddy Krueger, like he lingers in the dark, and he's not really publicized.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I just can't foresee him just walking into a room through the front door Like, I don't know, it just
Imagine.
seems
Oh
kind of
my
weird.
God. And we got Rudio in the house. He said George should approach Pinhead the same way he approaches Josh D'Amaro.
You know what, Rudy? You know what? If Pinhead does come up where he is the character part of the RIP dinner, I will approach him. Like, I'll just hold my hand out and see if he shakes it.
100%. And Rudio also says, Tommy, a friggin' tune. Happy belated birthday, my guy.
Hey, what's up, Rudio? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support always.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So I want to play the announcement video, and this is officially from HHN themselves. Here we go.
Ah, you're back. The trick of the game is knowing when to quit. 'Cause once you're hooked, you've already lost.
Unleash HellRaiser, one nightmare of many, only at Universal Halloween Horror Night.
Okay, so I have to ask you straight off the bat. I have to ask you. My bad. Being that we have all the announcements so far for Stranger Things, Sinners, now Hellraiser, all these trailers show like in a carnival tent. Okay, so my question is that going to be the overall theme? Like that carnival carny type theming throughout the park?
I mean, for me, I feel like just going off the past couple years with Universal's marketing and stuff, I feel like they always theme the announcements with some type something, right? Excuse me. But I feel like it doesn't pertain to the park. But now what you're saying, like Carnival, and then it could be like Year of the Clown, so to speak. We need some more official releases, but you never know. I mean, that could be the connection.
Yeah, I think for me, and I could be wrong, I just think that's just like the headliner of how they're approaching the announcements, because it is more so the Year of the Clown, that's just how they're interpreting the announcements. I don't necessarily think we're going to go into the park and it's going to look like a carnival style thing. I don't know. That's just my thing. But to Park Explore Adventures comment, roaming freaky Nikki with Bear could work. That would be awesome. I could be wrong, but I just think that it's going to be next year. I think honestly, freaky Nikki, because I think they might have had an idea about with Obsession and everything, but I don't think they knew how big this movie was going to be in the short amount of time that they had to incorporate it into HHN. I could almost guarantee next year Obsession will be a big part of HHN.
Yeah, and I know it's hard that we have to wait too. You know, I just feel like every year there's a talked about horror movie or villain or icon, and last year everybody said, "Why isn't Sinners here?" The year before that was, "Why isn't Terrifier art here?" The year before that is, "Why isn't Five Nights at Freddy's here?" So I'm going with what George said too. It may take a while, especially they're releasing, they're hiring, they're for team members and stuff. Or actors, right, for HHN, and that may not be on the list, but it sucks we have to wait. But I think Park Explorer is right. Sorry, I think you're right, because her, what's her name, Freaky Nikki, she's an intense character, and then to have Bear, imagine having that could be good for Universal. Actually, imagine having both of them interact with each other in around the park. Then they won't get stopped for pictures, hypothetically, because they'll be doing a skit in front of you and then running off and doing it in front of other people and just improvising. That could actually work, so people aren't bombarding just one person like Art the Clown. I don't know. That's pretty good. I like that.
And then one way or the other, I could still seeing them doing a house.
Oh
for
yeah.
Obsession.
But then, excuse me, does that mean Backrooms and Obsession? Next year's going to be like the golden year, bro.
Yeah. I would actually do both, because Backrooms is, I think, like the fear of just walking in the house. They don't even have to have nobody in there. The silence, the echoing, is scary enough. And then you start hearing the faint footsteps, and then you come to the end, and you see these creatures and everything closer to the end. But I think, honestly, to do Backrooms, I feel like less would be more.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious what the other announcements are going to be. Let me ask you both: when do you think the next one's going to be? Because when you look at the houses, the construction, we're very far along with the Latin America house. We're very far along with the house behind the Mummy, and then the house next to HellRaiser.
Right.
Unless that is HellRaiser, I'm not sure. Even the one behind the Jurassic World extended queue.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think in another maybe week, couple days, we can get the next announcement?
Well, man, to be honest, I can't predict Universal. I mean, they're dropping info on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. I mean, the amount of heat that they're dropping is insane. I mean, like, between all their, areas of expertise, it's just going down. Like, all these theme parks is crazy. I honestly will take one Thursday. I mean, if they want, they could drop it Thursday. If not, next week for sure. We probably need the 4th. Would that be the final shared IP between Orlando? I think we need it. I think Orlando's at 8 out of 10. So
yeah,
they cranked out a lot with Orlando, and it's just like, I feel like they're dropping more than a loose bowel movement. But it's I just feel like, for me, if I had a guess to kind of tie it in, if we got the IPs correct, if it is Evil Dead Burn, I think that would be the next one, if they're going to wait around the time when the movie is released.
On Friday, then. Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, 100%. And speaking of Halloween news, it just got dropped today that Not Scary Farm, because I could see Tommy's shirt. Not Scary Farm is dropping their tickets on July 10th. So definitely go get your tickets July 10th. And the reason that I can't forget that date, happy early birthday to my mom. That's her birthday. So there you go. I'm going to forget that date. You know what I mean?
And it's a date that I can't forget either, because it's...
Uh-oh.
No, never mind. There's nothing going on that day for me.
Well, never say never, because there's probably an anniversary me and George share of an experience. I don't know what the hell that would be, but I'm sure it's somewhere.
Yeah, if not, it's to be continued. It'll come up soon. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hold the date. Yeah.
If it didn't happen already, it's sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Tommy, I'm going to let you kick this off for us, because you actually said you are going to be in Las Vegas next week for International Fight Week, or this coming week. And you actually brought it to my attention about this Resident Evil takeover at Horror Unleashed, and you're actually going to go check this out. My question is, because Horror Unleashed has been been open for quite some time now, and we're starting just now to kind of see a transition period where we're starting to get new stuff. Like we had Krampus not too long ago for the kind of Halloween / Christmas last year. Now we're seeing this. So what is your perspective on this Resident Evil, and do you think that was a smart move to bring that IP to this experience, or do you think they shouldn't have waited for this IP and brought it to the parks? What's your overall take?
Ooh, conductor, man. Resident Evil is here. And they brought it to America, basically. They had it overseas at an HHN, which we all would love for them, man. Even in the DreamWorks theater in Hollywood, some form of Resident Evil. I mean, obviously we all want a house, but hey, this is a step in the right direction. We got a preview of this like a week or two ago. They invited out some influencers and creators to have like a soft opening of this, and everybody was kind of blindsided and didn't know what it's going to be that is actually was occurring or anything. But Resident Evil is here in Las Vegas. Horror Unleashed coming up on the 1-year anniversary. This is a big thing. I mean, like you said, conductor, we had it for Christmas, Krampus, but that was kind of just like a corner. I didn't attend it, but what I saw. Then we had Hamikuma for Halloween. It was kind of just like a corner with the bear in it. This seems like it transforms different areas of the building or the room that are unoccupied. So, we got the back corner almost where the bathrooms are. I think this is heavy with the infected, but then Nemesis is there too. I'm super excited. If you could look at this thing, man, I don't know. I want to hear your opinion too, George. What a thing, man. They're having 4 or 5 different things you can walk to, and it's kind of like a puzzle thing, and it reminds me of the Scooby-Doo thing that we just did at FanFest. So I'm wondering if this will hit for sure, but I know for sure the fun part will be interacting with the actors. I mean, what do you think about this, fellas?
So for me, I think it's smart. I think Resident Evil is a very strong IP for this. So, and I feel like Universal has to do something, obviously, to keep Horror Unleashed relevant. They can't just make something and then have it sit stagnant. You have to, move with the times. I just don't know, just in general of this kind of market, it being in Vegas, of how popular demanding this is going to be. Like, you'll get like maybe like the first weekend, couple weeks with this, people will go, people will see it, people will but in the long run, and I'm not just talking about just Resident Evil, I mean just Horror Unleashed in general, I just feel like the legs on this, I don't know, I just feel like that it's a cool concept, but I just don't see how it stacks up to where, when you compare it to Halloween Horror Nights, even though HHN is a seasonal thing, I feel like that it's more it's more gratifying than Horror Unleashed. Well, and I don't know if it's because of the location, even though that this would be something cool that fits in Vegas, but it's like Vegas really isn't like as big of a hit as it used to be with everything. So I'm not sure with that. They said that they were going to do one in Chicago. We have yet to hear anything more on that. I don't know. Is it in limbo? Is it on hold? Is it canceled? Is it still greenlit? So I mean, like, would I experience this? Yes. If I was going to Vegas, I would experience this. Would I make a special trip to Vegas for this? No.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good point.
Well, see, my whole thing is exactly what George said. Being that Horrors Unleashed has underperformed from what Universal actually wanted it to be, and the fact that we've heard radio silence on the Chicago location, and now we're just barely starting to see new things added to this. It's very concerning. And actually, Remy D says Resident Evil popularity is at an all-time high right now. I think this is a smart move. The new Code Veronica remake is coming out. And then Park Explorer Adventure says, I think they are testing Resident Evil at Horror Unleashed to see if it does well. And if it does well, it might come to HHN Hollywood and Orlando. And he makes a good point. My only thing is, being that it's coming to this location and not the big parks, Hollywood and Orlando, you know, people that go and see this, is it going to be justification to bring it to Hollywood?
I was just going to say that's kind of hard to go by, because if this kind of attraction doesn't pull in a whole lot of people, it doesn't necessarily mean that the Resident Evil franchise isn't strong. It's just people just aren't going to see this. So yeah, that's kind of hard to depict.
Yeah.
If you go by Horror Unleashed being kind of like the quote unquote guinea pig.
Yeah. And the problem I see also is when you look at international IPs like Resident Evil, we've all seen it with now the second year of FanFest that just concluded not too long ago. Those international IPs like Sailor Moon, One Piece, just dominate the event, and it brings everyone out of the woodwork to go see it, to experience it. So Resident Evil is that IP that fits that genre. And George makes an excellent point, being that Horrors Unleashed in Vegas is underperforming because of just Las Vegas in general, just kind of losing tourism. Is it going to damage this IP for possibly it coming to Hollywood or Orlando in the future?
Is it just me? Maybe it is. You guys let me know. But I feel like that the whole like thrill is waiting for the season of Halloween for HHN. It's that build up anticipation to know what we're going to get each year. I feel like with having it like around the clock, even though that they would change it out, sure, I feel like it kind of takes away from that urge.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, it does take away from the urge. I mean, it's like Christmas every year too. You know what's weird though is like if this thing was never so let's say Horror Unleashed didn't open last year and it was opening this year. So it was opening in a week. Like, you know, because it opened last August. We would all be like, oh man, horror is booming right now. You know, the award shows are showing it love. The box office, it proves a point that people want to go get scared. You know, they're going to the movie theaters. Award shows are so like to me, it's like you would think on paper it works. So, but what George is saying is true, because you know another content creator went there recently before the Resident Evil thing, and he was like, I only could get through 2 houses because it was like dead because all the scare actors were scaring me. I got too spooked. And it's like, well, when I go in on the 9th, how many people are going to be there? I mean, I could see some Vegas content creators being there because they're already in town, or maybe they got invited to another opening of this. But like I said, I mean, I'm flying in at 10:30 in the morning that day for UFC. So I'm still going to be able to go to this at 2 p.m. I'm still going to make it. I'm going to make it to this. So I'll let you guys know. I mean, follow my Instagram and YouTube. I'm going to try and get the info out as soon as I can. But I feel like Park Adventures, sorry if I'm butchering the name, but thank you for the comment. It got us talking because it's like it should prove that it either can or can't. But the thing with Vegas is it's this totally different beast. So I don't know if they're just going off Universal's numbers and they're just quoting their own, and like, because to us we don't think they're hitting hard, but I feel like they never came out with like an article where it said they underperformed. I don't know. I just want to see if there's a lot of people there on that Thursday. I mean, I guess we'll go from there.
No, 100%. Rudy One says can confirm there is a hosted event at Horrors Unleashed very soon. So again, my only issue is the reason why we haven't heard anything about the Chicago location, like George mentioned, is the mere fact that, again, the Vegas location's not doing as great as they hoped. And then with this new kids park, me and George did a video on it, a review on it, and there were a lot of issues with that kids park. Like, I mean, obviously it's a kids park, it's Universal. It was very, how can I put
Lackluster.
Yeah, it was lackluster. There was a lot of elements that weren't themed. It was almost like a concrete jungle with lack of theming. It was not great. So I can see why they haven't started the Chicago location. I can see why they're trying to innovate with new IP into this Vegas location. My other thing too is they actually reduced the hours. They reduced the days that Horrors Unleashed is actually open to the public. So
I mean, me personally, I think if they really wanted to do something very creative, obviously it couldn't be there year round, but I think that would have a much bigger effect than Horrors Unleashed. If they did during Halloween time, they were to put something in the Sphere. Like, to me, I think that would be more creepy as hell than like some of the things that they do in Horror Unleashed. Can you imagine Resident Evil or Terrifier, Hellraiser? I'm just throwing out just in the Sphere.
That'd be scary as hell. Yeah, that's rough, dude. I'll pay to go see that for sure.
But I think with Chicago, I almost feel like that it's dead at death's door, because if they're trying to get people out to Vegas, Vegas is a more bigger hotspot than Chicago is.
Right. And if you can't even get people to come to Vegas, how are you going to get them to go over there? You know,
exactly.
It's like, the only way is if the Obsession House gets released over there and nowhere else.
No, 100%.
People would go for that.
Yeah, and you're not wrong on that. You're really not wrong. So
but the Horror Unleashed thing, they should have always said we're going to cycle out 2 houses. They should have always said, it shouldn't have been so permanent in 2 of them.
Yeah,
in my opinion, yeah. If they have 4, they should keep 4, but always cycle out 2, maybe every year. I don't know. It's hard,
No, it is, because again, it's the fact that it's not doing as hot. So that's why they're just kind of like dragging it along. I don't know. I personally, for me, I think it was a great thing to try out. But I think, I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, George. I have to ask you, but now with this kids park, do you think now with this kids park, just people are just not interested anymore? Because they're like, okay, well, this is a 365 Halloween event, attraction. Then you have a kids park that's under-themed, underwhelmed, in its in a state by itself. Do you think just people are like, you know what? Instead of going to these things, we'll just go to the parks?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I think, say that the Universal Kids Resort was heavily themed.
Sure.
Like, I mean, like themed to the brim, where like they just spent no expenses, and it is like immaculate. I still think it's in a niche market for 2 reasons. One, it's a standalone kiddie park that it has to hold itself up. It has nothing else to go on. I think it would have been better if they would have connected it to Universal Orlando, because they have the room, they have the space to do it.
Right.
And number 2 is location. Are people actually going to fly all the way out to Fresno, Texas, or Frisco, Texas? It's one of the 2. Frisco, Texas, to experience something like that. I personally would do it for content purposes, and also if, taking a kid, because that's where it would count the most if you have a family or you're taking a kid. Otherwise, I wouldn't waste my money. I mean, the way that, like, how much flights are nowadays, how much, if people are driving with gas and stuff like that, people are now really having to dissect and really choose what they want to do. Even look at the theme parks. They just ended a deal with Disneyland for evening guests for $59. They completely sold out. And now I think starting on this was it the 16th, I think, they have a new ticket that's going to be for all day, $71 from July to August. And Park Hopper, if you attach it to it, will be $105. So
I haven't seen that one yet. Where'd you see that one?
They released it a couple days ago. I think it goes online. I think anyone in the comments, I think it goes on sale, I think either Friday, and I think it's from July 16th to August 9th.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, $71. Yeah. I mean, you know, and $105 including Park Hopper. I just think, and Mission Control. Yeah, I think what it is, it's not even just Disney. I just think honestly, everything is so expensive nowadays that these companies are now starting to feel it, and they're like, okay, they're getting pushback from us because it's like we're not doing it, and it's like they have to kind of showcase. But we can get into a whole conversation about Disney because I would love to have that conversation with you guys.
Right, but like I like what you were saying though about like Universal, like, you know, they definitely are. At least they're testing the waters, and at least they're trying. At least they're giving us something to talk about. At least they dropped a horror thing. At least they dropped some kids thing because, you know, at least they're giving us stuff. But you are right. The kids park maybe should have been in Orlando, and then they should have did like maybe some type of Universal park with like really good IPs like in Texas. I'm not sure what they were going with. I don't know if they were trying to beat Mattel, quote unquote, to the punch. Because, you know, they're trying
I think honestly they were really trying. I think, as you said, when you put it on paper, it's genius. Right. And I think, again, that's why they made the announcement for Chicago right away. They probably thought, okay, this is going to be a banger thing. Like, we're just going to, like, throw them off on all cylinders. But then when they started seeing the returns, the receipts, they're like, oh, crap, do we really want to put money out in Chicago for this? Like, and they still very well could. You know,
yeah, I mean, they could still announce it at Midsummer. I mean, we didn't get nothing at, you know, the other conventions, Monster Palooza. I think there's Creepy IE Con coming up. But, yeah, I like this fast thing. But, yeah, real quick, it's just weird with that kid park, too. I was trying to finish because Mattel was going to drop one in Arizona with, like, Thomas the Tank Engine and Hot Wheels and all that stuff, and that hit some speed bumps, and Universal kind of took off over it. I mean, did you guys hear anything about that park lately?
Yeah, I understand like where they can go because, again, how things are very expensive. People aren't really traveling as much,
right?
So they're kind of throwing in these like attractions just here or there. Throw this in Texas, throw this in Arizona, throw this in New Jersey, throw this in wherever, you know. But I still think it's not enough where, even though that people really aren't traveling, I think if you put it in the bigger majority, whether it's in Florida or out here in California, I think it's more doable because I think the problem that a lot of these places have to do is reduce the cost of things or give us more perks.
Yeah,
I think if they go that route, then maybe they wouldn't have to keep just doing these little pop-up
but things. Then they go broke, and then this is just my opinion, I don't know. And then you know, like Six Flags, they have to close certain parks. It's like they don't want to put in the money to fix it or maintenance, or they don't want to lower the price, or it's just weird.
I think
parks like, are closed. Sorry,
yeah, it's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right.
Like, not necessarily like reduce it down where it's like they're not making any money, but I feel like they kind of shot themselves in the foot with it by aiming so high in the very beginning.
Yeah.
I think if they wouldn't like maximize it so high so quickly, then they wouldn't have to reduce. Let it build. But I also have to add into from Chris West that mentioned, because that was one thing that I forgot to mention, was those new Disneyland tickets. Those are for Anaheim residents only. So I wanted to throw that in there as well.
Oh, you're on mute.
You're on mute, dude.
I'm sorry. It's going to be a wait and see game, quite literally, with what comes next with Horror Unleashed. I just kind of feel like they're dragging it along just to keep it relevant because they spent so much building it. So I don't know. I really don't know. I hope for the best. I hope to go back out there and experience it. But like George mentioned early on, these little small additions is not getting me on a plane to fly out there.
No,
it's not. It truly, honestly, is not.
So, I mean, for Horror Unleashed, it got me out there for the grand opening, but I'm going to Vegas for International Fight Week to see the Conor McGregor fight. So, if I wasn't going out there,
yeah,
and I was a diehard Resident, I love Resident Evil, and there's a Resident Evil movie coming out this year, like in September. So, or maybe even August, September. So it's relevant as like can be, even like they said in the chat, video games. It's just, am I getting on the plane, round trip, getting a hotel just for 4 to 6 hours with Resident Evil characters?
Would you though take the fight out? Would you, if you weren't already going, and it was like an added thing for you? It's like, oh, I'm already going to be out there. I'll definitely go check it out. But take that equation out. If it was just Horror Unleashed, would you buy a ticket and go?
Yes, but not just for Resident Evil. So, and not since I saw it once. So if I never saw it, I think it's worth it for horror buffs. I just doesn't. It doesn't have repeat value to me. It doesn't have. Yes, I could get scared multiple times in a row, but like everything with HHN is the social aspect for me. It's get scared, talk about the event, go eat something, have fun, go wait in line again, do it somewhere else. Watch a show real quick, do that. Here it's just, okay, I'm going to burn through these 4, maybe eat. I'm still getting scared. I just wouldn't be going just for one IP, though. You know what I mean? That's my thing. Even if they bring Obsession and they're like Obsession House opening next week, I may, that's top tier stuff. I mean, the line's going to be out through the door, but
sure.
Am I spending the money just to go there just for that? Probably not.
No. And Parker Explorer Adventure mentioned Fallout New Vegas could work at Horrors Unleashed.
Oh,
so that there's different IP they could use. But I think the mere fact that they're not generating the revenue they want, they're not eager to replace the houses as quickly as they thought. You know what I mean?
Because, Chris brought a good point up. I mean, they do have a plan. But, plans do change.
They do. And he said, remember, they released a calendar for next year for an animated house, next year in a new house, too. So, hopefully, and it seems like, there could be some traction behind it. Who knows? But, again, it's just being that it's Vegas, being that they're not generating the revenue they want, I can see why they're not rushing to replace things as quickly.
But I'm glad they're trying. I'm glad they have a plan for the future, and I'm glad they're trying to keep it afloat and not just do a 1-year thing and go off that and stuff.
No, 100%. And I want to talk about Fast and Furious real quick, because when you look at the coaster out here at Hollywood, it's been done for a while. They've been ride testing it, or they've been cycling it through. There you go. There's the car. I love it.
It's Jesse's car too, man.
It looks awesome.
That's crazy.
I love that little model. But being that they've been ride testing it with actual riders, even though it's team members, George was actually there the other day. And there was some issues where, they were having some mechanical issues. So, George, if you want to enlighten everybody what that was about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we were out there the day before 4th of July because they were doing like the 4th of July festivities and the fireworks and everything. It was really cool. It was my first time actually being in really any of the parks for the 4th of July. So I got to do Universal and Disneyland for the 4th of July weekend, which was really cool. But they were actually ride testing the vehicles. it started out where they had nobody in it, and then they ran several laps with the team members. We were able to see them and hear them. They were having a great time. Then all of a sudden, nothing was moving. But then when you walked to the backside, that the vehicle got stuck, which basically they were sitting there for over an hour trying to get them out.
Oh, my
God.
And I'm like, okay. So then they finally got them out, and then they started running the trains again, but with no team members. And then they shut it down. So I feel like even though that the ride is completed in the sense, I feel like there's a lot of internal operational issues mechanically. I feel like that it's not ready for prime time. And I feel like Universal knows this, because if the ride broke down just by it going a couple laps with team members, you have to think, once this thing officially opens, this ride is going to be running recurrently through the whole entire day in the heat at night.
Right.
And with any ride, it's bound to have issues. Sure. It's not just going to be that ride. It's any ride. But if they're having issues before they even open it, and especially with a high intense ride that this is, I just think that Universal doesn't want to have to deal with the to deal with like all the issues. So they would rather be safe than sorry.
No, 100%. And Theme Park Wizard actually joins us from X, and he says, though that was its first breakdown ever, then he goes to say, let's see, but I know why it broke down. He says, let me know if you can see these messages. We can see them. Obviously, there's some, like Wizard was saying, there's a reason behind it. George, you're saying the same thing. Team members were stuck in the seats for over an hour. And we're talking about literally they were in this area getting ready to go back into the load station, and they were stuck in this area. My thing is too, because if you think about it, it's Florida counterpart. Again, I call it Orlando Drift. I hate calling it Hollywood because it makes no sense. But out in Orlando, every single day they're adding like 3 to 4 to 5 pieces of track onto the actual track. So they're moving at a rapid pace.
Well, as I said, I'm 35 now, and I can't wait to go on Fast and the Furious when I turn 78. That's literally what it's like. But yeah, I really do like what you're saying. I really honestly feel like Orlando's is going to be done before this one even opens, because where I'm looking at it as, when you look ahead of like where we're talking about HHN,
sure,
more so to the notion of
I mean, we could pull the calendar up.
I mean,
if you really want to do it,
like where things like they said that they wanted to have it up limited for HHN. Are they really going to open this thing while HHN is going on, where they're going to have to close down the park early, and people are wanting to say, hey, we came to ride this ride, you're closing it? Well, people already bought tickets for HHN. There's only a little small gap of time left for them to open this thing. And with each day that's going by that nothing is being said, that time clock is diminishing little by little.
100%. And actually, Ethan brought this up. Something fell off the ride that day. That's why it was having mechanical problems. See, I want to.
So like something fell off the ride, like off of the off of a person, like something
off of the coaster, like.
Well, either
something fall off like a bolt.
I don't know.
Like, because if it was like something that fell out of a person, that's a little bit concerning that they sat on there for over an hour, if that is the reason, because we all know how people are. They don't follow the rules. And if something happens to fall off every single time that someone, does that mean that they hold people for like over an hour every time something falls off?
Yeah.
I'm very curious, Wizard. Yeah, if it's was it like something like physical, like on a person?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either, but I mean, we could just keep rolling with this real quick. The dates came and went, like you're saying, George. There's small windows. Like this Friday, it's spent. I mean, it's not going to happen. Next Friday's Odyssey. The next Friday after that was my golden date. I mean, I thought it would be July 20th.
Okay, well, okay, so wait, hold on one second. Okay, so you mean part of the ride vehicle fell off of the car, but that would be mechanical.
The spoiler of the car.
Wait, but that would be mechanical.
Jesus, imagine that hitting the person behind them.
Well, that's okay. That's what I'm saying. This is what I mean. That's what I mean. It's not ready for prime.
Yeah, it's all speculation. It's all speculation. It's all hearsay.
But
this may not be 100% true. We all know.
There still has to be something on that. If there really wasn't, do you really think that they would wait this long to open up a coaster?
Well, first we heard it was the launch system and all that. And if it's not July 24th, is it the 31st? I mean, is it August 7th, Midsummer Scream Weekend? Is it D23 weekend? Well, is it August 21st? Okay, August 28th is Orlando HHN. Come on,
here's my thing. Jesus. If I had a guest.
Yeah.
And everything that Wizard is saying makes sense. It's legit because this is why I don't think it is open yet. And honestly, Universal is smart because honestly, God forbid, if something happens, they're going to have another lawsuit. And this time it may be even worse than what Stardust was.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with any of that. So I would rather them wait, to be honest with you. But here's what I think Universal should do. Take down the summer 2026. Take it down. If you really are sure that there is not enough time to get it to get it opened, just have it as coming soon. And to be honest with you, I would rather them wait, fix whatever they need to fix, get everything all together, open it in January and February around the time that they opened up Super Nintendo World.
Yeah, and that's what I want.
The holidays will be done. I think honestly, and Tommy, you had mentioned the date, and I really think honestly that's going to be like the date to look at is July 24th.
Yeah,
I really do. If not,
August.
I'd either say the first weekend or the first week of August, or the last week of August.
So you think July 31st? Then that's a Friday. I keep thinking Fridays for all these, so spare me. But August 21st would be it because the next week's Orlando. Would they want people splitting Orlando or Hollywood Drift? I mean,
now, as I said, we had just assumed that they wouldn't open this during D23 weekend. Now, I think honestly they would be hurting themselves because everyone's going to be down in Anaheim. No one is going to have time to even go up and cover that.
Well, I'm going to tell you this.
But Universal's gutsy in that way. They could just say, you know what, screw it. We're going to open it D23 weekend. Whether whoever wants to show up, show up. If not, oh well.
But then we can't go.
No. Okay, so this is what I think they would do. Okay, there's two options I see. Either late July or literally the Monday after D23. And they put the official date on the website, on social media, and it's literally the official Monday after. So because D23 goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they open it Monday, and that will just keep people from out of town, that are here for D23 in town for another day or two to now go to Universal to experience this. I think that would be the most brilliant strategy they can come up with, because you got the crowds in town for a major Disney event. Why not take advantage of that?
And I think that's a great idea. But in order for them to do that, they have to give people enough time to plan that kind of thing. So they're going to have to make the announcement.
Yeah.
One way or the other, they're going to have to announce it sooner than later, because if they announce it 3 days prior, people aren't going to be prepped and ready for that. But I do agree with you. That would be very smart to do so. So I'd either say as you said, that the last week of July or the 1st, 3rd, or 4th week of August.
Yeah.
It can't be the 4th though, because they wouldn't go up against themselves with, Orlando HHN. I mean, they wouldn't want to.
I don't know if that would really count though, because I really don't think a lot of people would. I feel like Orlando has their own kind of people that deals with that stuff, because honestly, even Disney did it. They opened up Pandora and Mission Breakout the same day, both at Disneyland and Walt Disney World.
Oh wow!
So I really think, honestly, if something is going on in Orlando, I don't necessarily think it would have any kind of doings without here.
No, 100%. So we'll have to wait and see. It just concerns me that this stuff is going on. And again,
although I will say it's not promising that if that really is the hearsay that pieces of the car are falling off, that is not making me have the urge to ride it.
Hey, but at least they're addressing it.
No, they are addressing it, but I'm just saying like that's why I would rather them wait. Because if pieces of the car are falling off and they're like, okay, we're opening it up next week. I don't care if you're opening up next week. You make sure that thing is ready before I sit on it.
This has to withhold 72 miles an hour. I mean,
yeah.
Universal, come on, man. Yeah.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Universal, we're going to jump across and go back east to Epic Universe because, like I mentioned at the top of the show, Celestial Goodnight, it is debuting tonight, and we actually got a video from Dueling Park News, and I'm actually going to play the audio for you guys. I know I'll probably get a copyright, but it's okay. I can deal with YouTube and all that, even though sometimes they like me, sometimes. But again, I want to give a big shout out to our dear friend Jared. He is there with his wife, celebrating his birthday. So happy birthday to Jared from Capture the Magic. First of all, just I want to ask you guys before I start the video though. Do you think, because we all saw the nighttime entertainment closing show that Epic Universe hosts every single night. Now this is an actual show. Since it debuted today, do you think that there's going to be different iterations of this show? What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to just be the standard version for a while? Do you think they're going to change it up for the holidays? And I love Wizard's comments. You got Celestial Good Night, Celestial Good Morning, Celestial Good Afternoon. I could see the memes coming. I could see it.
Well, do you know what? That would actually, to your question, and even though that Wizard is being sarcastic, that's actually not a bad idea. What if they did a Celestial Good Morning when the park first opens, sort of like the sunrise kind of thing, kick off the day, and then maybe like in the afternoon they do kind of like a water show kind of thing, call it Celestial Good Afternoon, and then you have the Celestial Good Night.
Yeah.
In time. I'm not saying they do it right now, but I'm just saying. But to answer your question, I think they could do it like World of Color. I think they'll have like this iteration for a while, and then they'll probably eventually maybe change it up a bit.
No, 100%. But anything you want to add to that, Tommy, before I play this video?
I mean, I think they're going to go strong with this one, like George said, and hold the fort down with this one for a while. And then, I think it's going to be a good one, too. I just want to go back to Epic Universe, man. I got a lot of stuff to do still.
Oh, you and me both, brother. You and me both. But here we go.
Greetings, travelers. The time has come for the chronos to align. Across the cosmos, the energy of every portal will soon ignite, channeling the power of the stars as Universal Epic Universe bids you a celestial good night. You've played within realms of power-ups and jungle adventures, traveled through time using your wizarding magic, stood face to face with monsters and darkness, and soared beyond the clouds with dragons. Now, Celestial Park invites you to a final celebration of these epic worlds.
They didn't have that part.
Witness my master. May the fond memories of your explorations live on in the stars above and within you until the next epic journey off through the farewell and goodbye.
Okay, so thoughts.
So here, my thing is, a couple things. I thought majority of it looked pretty good. I think honestly, to see it in person, it would probably be even better. Definitely room for improvement, though. I feel like it started out kind of weak, but then like in the middle, it like picked up with like the colors and the music and everything. But then I felt like the finale was like very low tone. Like I would have did something like much bigger to kind of cap it off. So I feel like that the beginning and the ending was a little bit shortcoming for me. I felt like the middle was like the meaty, juicy part.
Yeah.
I also wish that, again, in time, because everything always has room for progress and improvement. I would love to see more projection mapping actually on the Helios.
Yeah.
Like when they're playing the music, depending on which IP, like showcase it on the building. I think that would look really cool, than rather than just have colors just beaming on the building. But as I said, I have a feeling that this looks much better in person than just like what it's shown here. But I also, while you guys give your thought process too, what is your thought where you have the water fountain and the fireworks going off simultaneously, like almost from beginning to end? Like, do you feel like that it should have been a little more, do some fountain and then showcase the fireworks and vice versa, rather than have everything like all together at once? So that's my question for you guys, because one of my, and actually Chris West, I was just going to say it, and drones as well to match the music. Because honestly, one of my favorite actually nighttime shows that was down in Orlando was, I forget the name of it. Wizard, what is the name of the nighttime show that was at the Studios Park? It played with the oh my gosh.
I know what you're talking about.
The name is escaping me.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, like that show with like the John Williams score and everything, with the fountains and the pictures and everything, that to me was the show for me.
So, I think they're on the right track. I definitely think they're on the right track. I think you guys are on the right track too. I mean, it's easy for us to
watch. That was sensational.
So, like, to me, it's like, I'll take more projection mapping. I'll take the drones for sure. It's like, did this replace that ending show with the music and stuff, Conductor? Because I seen that they, and I could hear that they play to each land. I hear Mario, I hear How to Train Your Dragon, I hear Harry Potter. So are they just trying to condense all this into one?
Well, I think it's actually the same thing. Like when we heard all the music and the lighting and everything when we were down there, I think it's the same thing, but they just added more.
Okay, so they're really trying to perfect it. They're getting there. It's just, I seen a couple comments. I wouldn't want to sit in the middle because the water fountains may block the view of the fireworks. I mean, this is like, these are really like big problems for people that only go to the park if they're flying in and traveling. Like, what if I'm only going to Epic for one day and I want to catch this? Where am I sitting? Am I standing? Or did they announce this all day around the park that this was occurring so everybody could stop what they're doing? Are the rides still going on when this is going on? Does the whole park shut down just for this? I have a lot of questions. I mean, can I still go get food during all this? I mean, is this just like the main focal point? I love it though. I mean, I love where they're going with it. I wish this dropped like when it opened. I wish they were ready, when they opened. I wish it was already perfected.
No, 100%. And to kind of quote Chris West and then what George was saying, being that it was the grand opening night for this show that they've been teasing ever since Epic opened, and seeing what the media night was before they actually open Epic Universe to the public, this is a significant downgrade. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. By all means, the fountains, the colors, the fireworks, fantastic.
I want you guys, if you guys haven't already watched it, go back when you guys have time. Watch Sensational.
Yes.
When you watch that is a nighttime show. That thing should just be around the whole entire year.
You would think. But I do agree with Chris West.
This looks sick, though, right here. The Mario part was fun, right?
Yeah. But see, here's the problem, though. The projection mapping on the Helios, we're missing that. We're missing the drone show. But then John Make It Rain makes an excellent point. He pointed out that do you really want all that going on at once? Because then it's way too much. Like,
well, that's what I was asking. Do you think that they should have do like a fountain sequence and then do like some fireworks? It feels like watching both of it together, it's almost like you have Happily Ever After or Wondrous and World of Color both going off at the same time, and you're watching both.
I mean, that's the best way to put it, George. And then if I could condense that a little bit more, then is it more like when you're watching Phantasmic and then the fireworks come on? Yeah. Which one are you looking at? Are you looking at the water part, or are you looking at the Phantasmic show?
Well, Mission Control, I mean, I respect your comment, but it's not really us being overly negative. It's just, as I said, it looks good. It does. I'm for sure it looks great in person. But I just think of everything that was mentioned of what this nighttime show was going to be about. I feel like that there's a lot of things that needs fixed with. As I said, I would love to see more projection mapping on the Helios rather than just spotlights on the building.
Yeah, and to me too, it's like we're just I just try to project my initial thoughts right away, and it's almost like when you see 20 superhero movies and then you get the 21st movie, it was good. We see the same stuff, we expect certain things. That's the only reason why, we're theme park enthusiasts. It's like we're used to projection mapping, we're used to fireworks, we're used to water shows. We're just trying to see the cohesive picture and answer it because we can't be here all day. That's basically
well, and also too, and then with the drones. See, me personally, I think drones would have worked better with the fountains than fireworks and fountains.
Ooh.
See, my whole thing is, I think for what we're looking at, I'm impressed. Do not get me wrong. But I do agree with George, and this is kind of to answer your question, Mission Control, is when we say what we're saying about this show, it's not that we don't like what we're seeing, because this is beautiful and stunning just watching on video. It's a completely different experience in person. But the thing is, as a theme park, when you're promoting for a year and a quarter that, hey, we're going to be bringing this nighttime show, it's going to be Celestial Good Night. Obviously they announced the name later on, but what I'm getting at is they said, oh yeah, we're going to have projection mapping on the Helios, we're going to have drones, we're going to have the fireworks, which we could clearly see, we're going to have the fountains, the colors, and I do respect Epic because they actually added the Donkey Kong verse into the
show.
Was
sick, dude.
That was sick.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
But how cool would that be? Like if they did that and we saw a giant set of drones making a shape of a banana.
Yeah.
Or like.
And remember when they tried to do some fireworks or drone show for like the Fan Fest for Yoshi or something in Hollywood? It just doesn't work out sometimes. I mean, so yeah, like we're not. At least in my perspective, it doesn't seem like it's hating. It just.
I think honestly, drones in Hollywood really wouldn't work as much as the ones in Orlando, because honestly, the drone show that they did in Downtown Disney worked well.
Oh, really?
That was in Downtown Disney. So can you imagine them doing it in this park? It's because look how wide open Epic is. Like you can fill the sky with so much, and as I said. It's a great start. I just think that there's way more room of improvement. This is like if you were to turn this on for me right now and didn't tell me where this was, I could obviously recognize the Helios. But say I'm a newbie and I didn't recognize, I would think honestly this was something that's going on in Vegas. There's nothing that sets it aside that like would say, oh, this is a nighttime spectacular at Epic Universe.
Yeah,
now. It has room for potential, but just right now.
But I think for what we're looking at right now, if I had to rate it out of a 10 to be fair, for what we have, I would seriously rate it a 9 out of 10.
Really?
I would rate it a 9 out of 10, being that it's almost perfect, but there is that room for improvement. Adding the drones, adding the projection mapping on the
See, I
Helios.
think honestly it would be an 8 or 9 with the projection mapping.
No,
And
I think
because honestly, because if you give it an 8 or 9 now,
yeah.
then by adding, so what you're saying is the projection and the drones would make it a full 10 for you, is what you're saying.
I think it would, but my whole thing is too, you know, being that if they had the projection mapping on the Helios, they had the drones, would I still give it a perfect 10? No, but I'd be a lot closer to that number. Like, I mean,
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So you're already rating this now 8 or 9. So with the drones and the projection mapping, you're saying that would still be close to 10. So that still would be an 8 or 9.
So if I look at it with the drones and the projection mapping, I would probably rate it a 9.8. So it's missing those.
Okay, so you go by like you go by
yeah.
Okay. So for me, without the drones, without the projection mapping, for what it is. Now again, this is my rating watching it on screen, because I am a huge believer. You never fully rate something until you actually see it in person for yourself.
Sure.
So that's why I'm going to leave some leadway. But right now, just of what I've seen, I'm giving it a 6.5, because I feel like of not seeing this in person, I'm not getting the feels that you could when you are actually physically there. And
True.
They add projection mapping and droning. Instant, honestly, probably would go to 8.5, 9 for me.
Okay.
So I'm leaving some leadway for it. So right now, as I said, great start, but this is something that I could actually see at the Bellagio at Las Vegas. Nothing really aside from the music of the soundtrack. So right now, as I said, I give it 6.5.
And mission control actually makes an excellent point. Drone/projections don't automatically mean better. Execution still matter. And quite frankly, I think the execution for what we're seeing right now, the execution was spot on.
I still don't think so, because I feel, in my opinion, because I feel like that they're blasting everything off at once. It's too much. I think honestly, people like with that have like, and I could be wrong, I can't speak for them because I don't have it, but like people that have like over sensory kind of thing.
Oh, sure.
I think honestly this would be a little bit just too much for them.
A possibility. Well, let me ask you this though. Okay, to be fair, you look at Disneyland, Main Street, Castle, fireworks, Big Hero 6, Flying Across, or Tinkerbell, either one.
Yeah.
People can have the same argument with that.
No, because it's not all going off at once. It's cohesive. Because I've even seen the same thing even with the 4th of July fireworks at Hollywood Studios up here, and Disneyland.
Sure.
When they do the fireworks, I noticed with Universal, they're throwing off fireworks while music is playing in the background. That fireworks aren't tying into the story of the music of how cohesive it is. They're just blasting fireworks off like crazy, and it's like there's no cohesiveness to it. But as I said, but the thing is with like Wondrous Journeys, it's just the fireworks and the projection mapping of where you are standing. Yeah. See, this is you have everything at once. I like it, as I said. I just don't think that. I think they just like blast everything off at once. As I said, do a little bit of the Fountain, then do some fireworks. Like have it like move with a cohesiveness. I just feel like that there's just too much going on through the whole entire show.
Well, like, let's say Disney, it's a story, and let's say this is like a bullet point. Like let's hit Super Nintendo, let's hit Harry Potter. Let's hit this. Let's hit that.
Oh, if Disney did the same thing, I'd be calling them out on it just like I am now. That's what I just said. If you were to put Wondrous Journeys and World of Color together, that's what this is. I feel
That's
like it's too much.
I could see that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I think for what we're looking at, just because I give it a high rating does not mean I don't want to see improvement. Like Wizard was making a good point, and so were you, George. The difference between Disneyland Main Street USA and this is that you have multiple elements, but they're tied in at different points of the show. It's not all happening at once, and it's more of them telling a story of the show.
Yeah.
This, and don't get me wrong, this is awesome, but it's a lot to look at. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I still like what they did with it. I'm glad it actually really isn't like a storyline of how Disney does it, because I feel like that's Disney's niche. Universal has their own. I like how they kind of like mishmash it in where it's like, okay, we're going to showcase a little bit of Super Nintendo. Then we're going to showcase How to Train Your Dragon. Now we're going to do Dark Universe.
So basically what you're saying is it grows on you, man.
No, what I'm saying is I like the idea of it. I just feel like that they're doing it all at once.
It's all in your face. It's all in your face.
They just need to reel it back a little bit. Just a little.
I agree. And then like when you're there, that could kind of...
Well, that's what I just said too.
But then that could defer it even more too, because you're like, ooh, nice and shiny, I'm here. So you know what I mean? It's always good to see both angles of it, and then we like to write stuff down anyways. You know, we always like to see.
And that's why I give it right now a 6.5, because there's always room for improvement for everything. I think honestly, once they do get the drones and the projection mapping, that's going to be like, talk about a freaking kiss goodnight.
I know, right?
mean, that's like, and then thirdly, as I said, have the fireworks, have the fountains, but just have it where it's like everything is not going on at once. Because I think it was John that said it in the comments where he's like, I don't know which one to look at. And actually, you know what that reminded me of? The giant crustacean in Moana, where he's like, pick an eye, babe. Just pick one. Like,
100%.
So that's my thing. I think it's just more so being able to have both, but just have the execution of it just a little bit.
Know when to shoot off the water fountain. Know when to hit the fireworks. Yeah,
that's it. But as I said, it's really good. I think. And who was it? It was one of you two that said, "Why didn't we get this at opening?"
Right.
That would have been a perfect grand opening for Epic Universe. Like that would have been awesome.
Well, because everything we're talking about with the drones, with the projection mapping, they did it for the media event the night before the grand opening. So they have the technology, they have the means to do so. It's just, you know, how they execute it is going to be, you know, going forward, how they can better execute. I think, to quote Mission Control, I think personally, for what we have right now, for what they gave us, I think the execution was not 100%, but it wasn't horribly bad either.
And I think too, I seen Sensational.
Yeah.
So I think when I compare it to that, even though this is a little bit more technologically advanced,
sure,
I actually still would pick Sensational.
Okay.
And I again, because not because of the IP, not because of the John Williams score, it was just how it was done with what to put up at what time.
Yeah.
It's like having an orchestra. Like that's why you have a conductor.
Yeah.
You have the person conducting, okay, strings.
Yeah.
Okay, drums, everything. Now imagine the conductor just going like this and everybody's playing at once. It sounds like a cacophony. It's like
it's interesting, that's for sure. Well, the last topic I want to bring up, because this is also regarding Epic Universe, is Universal Nights After Hours Party coming to Epic Universe in fall 2026. Is the $180 ticket worth it? George, I'm going to go to you first. Do you think it's worth it?
I personally think right now, for an extra 180, not really, honestly. I think, does this park have what it takes to do an after hours? Absolutely. Absolutely. I just feel like that everything that you could do for the after hours, you can get done during the day and save $180. I just feel like that there's not enough there that can keep me in the park to say, whoa, like they could do something better during the after hours than you could do during the day.
100%.
Unless, are they adding like extra things to this? I don't know, like as far as.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. So the list of things that they're going to have starting October the 3rd through October the 17th is, it says all attractions and experiences will be open during the event from 9 p.m. to midnight. Make fun memories with character appearances throughout the park. Unlimited snacks. Dig into berry-flavored celestial popcorn and crispy kimchi bayo at Celestial Park. Enjoy refills in a provided cup from Coca-Cola Freestyle locations. Annual pass holders save 10% on tickets to experience all 5 worlds of Universal Epic Universe After Hours. Discounts are valid on up to 6 Universal Night tickets per valid annual pass or seasonal pass. Premier pass holders can save 15%. On preferred pass holders can save 10% off food and merchandise at the event. So reading that, okay, because we've all talked about it here on the West Coast, the East Coast vloggers, Alicia, Stella, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
We've all talked about it all at one point, that we're all waiting for Epic Universe to be part of the annual pass system for the Universal Orlando pass holders. And the fact that now they're going to have this limited event night from October the 3rd through the 17th of October, okay? And they're allowing annual pass discounts with food, merch, tickets. Do you think this is an opening gate for possibly having them add Epic Universe to the annual pass system?
I think they should. I think they should add it immediately. I think Epic Universe is going to be added eventually, if not maybe with an extra fee. Coming right back to what you were just saying, just going generalized over the topic. So we're only getting 2 nights, and they put them in October. Okay, so Universal's testing the waters again, which I always like to take my hat off and acknowledge that, because they did a kids park. Regardless of our opinion, they did it. They did a year-round horror thing, regardless of what we think. They did it. Here, we're asking for an Epic Universe horror event at night. Okay, they're not giving us that, but they are testing out 2 nights out of the month of October during HHN season. So whoever comes to Orlando and they're going to HHN, if they want to test this out for $180 to see if it's worth it. Granted, I'm leaning more towards George with it may not be, because, okay, it's open 9 to 12. 3-4 hours is not enough. You know what I mean? But they could test the waters to see how they can do it next year, or if they're going to do it for Christmas. You just don't know what they're going to add. I see they try to add all these amenities, you know, popcorn, like you said, unlimited, certain things. They do try to entice you. I am happy they're doing something, because they must listen to when everybody says, hey, try a nighttime event. Want to go to Epic Universe more at night, this and that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think the fact that they're doing this is good.
Yeah.
I just personally wouldn't spend 180 right now.
It's a lot.
Yeah, like I think, especially because with it being in Florida with the weather, just to say hypothetically, what if it begins to thunderstorm during this? Everything in Epic Universe is outdoors.
180 down the drain, literally, right?
Literally, so it's like, where again, yeah, Disney has after-hour parties, and it does rain, but then they have things that can
counteract that
from, you know, where Epic, and this is where I think, again, they're close, but they're not there yet. I think if they were to get more indoor stuff, and it kind of fleshes out that they could add more features, then I would say maybe I would spend 180, especially if they did something for Halloween for Dark Universe. Now, to me, that would be worth 180 for me.
Okay,
right.
So let me ask you this then. Would your opinion change at all if I threw this out? Okay. So Tommy made an excellent point. 9 p.m. to midnight. 4 hours, not enough time. There's just not. What if I said
3 hours? Yeah, but geez.
3 hours. Okay. What if I said the park was going to close to the general public at 7 p.m. and you had 7 to midnight? Would that change your opinion at all? Being that you would have that. And let's say, I don't know, let's say they had more nights available than just 2. Would that push the needle at all?
Not really.
Okay.
Only because that's a great feature to add, I think, honestly. But I just feel like that there's just not enough there that could justify $180 for me.
Yeah, that's the hard part. You're right.
Like looking at this list right here, as I said, I can get all that done. We went to Epic twice.
What about $100? They're not going to change the price, but I mean, I would go for 100. I think.
I think I would go for maybe 120. To be fair, I would go for 120. That's what I would do personally. I would say though,
with this, I would do 90.
90. Okay.
I would do 90.
I'm wondering, are they trying to figure out if they should just open the park till midnight, or are they trying to figure out if they could host an after dark event and make more money?
I think that's what they're doing. I think that's I think this is beta testing to see like how well Epic Universe does in prime time for after hour events.
I want it just open to midnight. I want to be like, okay, 10 a.m. to midnight. Like that's what I want Epic to be every night. But I don't live in Orlando. I'm not going to get what I want.
Now this is what I would have done. This is what I would have done. I would have charged $90 to do this particular event. And this is around the time for HHN.
Yes, it is.
For an upgrade of $180. And this is where Epic Universe can get away with something like this because of how the park is designed with the portals. They have an exclusive Halloween add-on in Dark Universe during that time.
Right.
That to me, as I said, you could either pay the $90 and you could have the rest of the park, or for an extra upcharge of $180, you're allowed to go into Dark Universe for the exclusive Halloween thing.
Well, I mean, you got it. you got it dead on. And in a perfect world for Halloween, it would be something crazy in Dark Universe. It would be Luigi's Mansion for Super Nintendo World. Maybe nothing for Donkey. It would be the Death Eaters for Harry Potter. For the dragons, it would be the Dark Dragons or whatever they are. You could do it. They just have to put the money in. You know what I mean? And do they want to compete?
Honestly, I'm going to give Epic Universe a pass with all of this.
Right.
Because this is their first time with doing anything like this. I don't expect it to be out of the gate where a seasoned theme park would already know what it's doing, So but me personally, would I be the guinea pig and put out $180 for it? No, I'd let someone else do it, and then I'll see how they feel about it first.
I think what kind of rubs me the wrong way is what George was saying, paying that amount of money and having a little more than 3/4 of the park with attractions that are outside. And being that Orlando's weather patterns are unpredictable.
Right.
Like, we were all there. Like, one moment it was sunny, it was fine. Next minute it was getting dark, cloudy, rain, thunder. Then it stopped.
I basically call Florida the PMS state.
Might as well be, because it just, the weather patterns are erratic. I think personally, my whole thing is, and this is the last thing I want to share before we end tonight, and this is from BioReconstruct. Okay, so this right here is that multi-purpose building that's going to be used for corporate events.
Right.
And
this is John Make It Rain's favorite project.
Oh, I know it is. The problem I have with this is, and I actually said it on a video I did. No, I said this on Conductor Sunday Livestream. I said the problem I have with this is you're putting a corporate event building inside a theme park. It's like Epic Universe. That's the last thing they should be focusing on, is that. Now, I personally think what's that bear that they have, the mascot? What's the name of it?
Oh, that thing's cool. I forgot.
Oh my God, I can't think of the bear's name.
I can't think of his name either, but I know who you're talking about.
Okay, a indoor dark ride in this spot wouldn't have been perfect. You know what I mean?
Of him.
Yeah, of that character.
No,
but we're sitting there putting a multi-purpose building. It's like it doesn't look right to me. Like, I mean, if you want corporate events, just hold it at the freaking Grand Helios. Come on, man.
They need somewhere for the big wigs to chill, bro. You know what I mean?
Well,
in Helios, right there.
The big wigs could go over to the NBC Universal corporate building. They could chill.
Right.
It's funny, Chris West. It actually does. If you were to put them side by side,
it does.
The Monsters Inc. door coaster with this, it's almost like it's twins.
It is. Oh,
Captain.
Captain.
Oh yeah, dude, that would have been a fire ride, though. I like where you're going.
I agree with you, Conductor, on that. I really do, because I think for how much that Epic Universe has potential, they have bigger fish to fry, and they're wasting time, energy, space, and money on, again, yes, a corporate building, because it will bring in revenue, for private catered events and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just think theme park space is precious. And I just feel like they could have put this building anywhere on property.
They could have. And my thing is, okay, so you have 2 permits out there. You have one for a Harry Potter expansion. Okay. You have one for a Dark Universe attraction that just popped up not too long ago. And then now you're building this. But to be fair, the building itself is going to fit the aesthetics of Celestial Park and all that. So I do give them kudos for trying to blend it in. Did they
give a piece of concept art for that at all, or no?
They did. You could find it online. I don't know where, but you can find it
I don't
online.
know how I missed that one.
But my thing is, you have two indoor attractions that they should be building. You have on the opposite side of where this is getting built, on the opposite side, you have a building that was supposed to play host to a Italian restaurant and a Mexican grill that still has not been open. And we're worried about a corporate event building that, yeah, it's going to get used, but is it bringing in revenue for the park consistently day by day? No, it's not. No, it's not. So that's my issue. Is they're focusing on that.
Yeah. And Chris West, I did see that video too. The poor thing, he was just pacing back and forth. No one was going to see him. The thing, he looked bored as heck.
But then that brings a good point, is that there's not enough clientele going to this theme park. Like, it proves a point that even their mascots don't have a line. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. They need to start working on something else to bring.
I think what it is this theme park is doing well.
It is,
but I think
when
people put this park on a pedestal from the time that it was announced to the time when it opened, to say this is the new next generation theme park that's going to bring Disney to its knees. When you're comparing something that high and you get, I don't want to say mediocre, because this park isn't mediocre. No. This park is high, but people had unrealistic high expectations.
And people want to pay for what they can guarantee, and Disney's a guarantee.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I really wish that they had a little bit more filled in with this park before they opened.
Me too.
I mean, I'm glad it's opened.
Right.
I've experienced it twice already. Absolutely. Right. The park Pizza Moon, my favorite theme park pizza. I'm sorry. You will not get any more better pizza than Pizza Moon.
Okay, so hold on a second. Hold on. You quoted that. So are you telling me if they need more room for Coco, it's okay for Disney to annex Boardwalk, Pizza, and Pasta? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Well, let's not get carried away now.
No. I gotta hold your pizza to the fire if you're gonna say the best pizza.
I will say I would be okay. I'll tell you what, they could trade in every single restaurant you could possibly imagine if they would leave Mythos alone.
Oh man, I know.
Like they got it. They can't touch they're touching my Mythos. I don't want them to, please.
Yeah. No, 100%. But see, like Chris West said, the fact that Captain Cacao does not, there's no urge to go, see him as a walk around character. It just clearly solidifies how much of an importance that we all play, being content creators. Because think about it, stuff like that, Epic Universe, it's doing great. Could it be a lot better? Yeah. Did Universal make mistakes with Epic Universe? Absolutely. They put too many outdoor attractions, even though they're fantastic when they're working, when weather permits. But they didn't really think about, having that trade-off. Yeah, you can have outdoor attractions, but build just as much indoor attractions. And then now, like I said, we're worried about this stupid event building that is not adding capacity to a park. It's like, what are we doing?
That's a sign to cut it, I think.
No, it's stupid though. Think about it. They're pulling a Disney right now. They're worried about private takeover events than they are guests experience. Are you telling me that this amount of money is going to solidify a year's worth of revenue? Oh yeah, let's just rent it out for a couple of times a year. Yep, it's going to be perfect. Yeah, it's going to be great. Yeah, I don't know who thought of that. Yeah, they weren't thinking clearly. Someone needs to have a reevaluation at work, because clearly someone screwed up on that one.
Yeah, I was just going to say, John, tell us how you really feel.
You don't want to hear how I really feel, because I'd probably get banned. So
now, I did want to mention about, because you were mentioning about like the mascot, like of not having like a big enough like fan base and everything. But when we were down there, and I was thinking like, well, could it be because he's not like from an IP, like he's an original character, which I think is awesome.
I think that's it.
When we were down Universal during Mardi Gras, they had the Mardi Gras Gator out, which he's an original character. Yeah. But man, people couldn't wait to see him. Like, what do you think is like the missing formula when it comes to Captain over the Gator?
Okay, so the missing formula is that Captain Cacao is a brand new character. He hasn't had time to build that fan base. That's the first thing. The second thing is Epic Universe. It's not getting the traction it needs from revenue from crowds, because it's not part of the annual pass system yet. I think once it does, we'll see resurgence in revenue and crowds going to Epic. Right now, it's like, okay, well, I'm already paying for an annual pass. Why do I want to pay a separate fee to go to another Universal park? I'm just going to hold off until Universal decides to add it to my annual pass that I'm already paying a lot of money for per month.
See, that's what I would have done. Rather than do the 180 for the after hours event, I get it that they want to beta test it. But I'm actually with Tommy. I would rather them add it to the annual pass and keep the park open until midnight.
Yeah.
That would be it for me.
And then that brings in more people and more customers, because it's all the locals that have the annual pass.
Yeah. So personally, for me, I'm just going to be honest and fair. I think building a event building is the last thing they should be focused on.
Oh yeah, we know, man. We know.
I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
Jesus.
I don't think so. I really don't. You know, hell, we have the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift Coaster stranding, team members on the ride and having them stuck in the heat for an hour and having to use a car battery type system to open the damn and you're gonna sit there and tell me that we can't add Epic Universe to an annual pass system? Come on, man.
Within due time, for sure.
Yeah, well, it's wearing thin on my mind, so they better hurry the hell up. So.
You kill me.
Kill myself. Unbelievable. But Tommy, I'm going to start with you. Thank you for joining tonight. Where can everyone find you on social media?
Yeah, man, I love coming on Conductor Live and talking shop. I'm ready for the next HHN. I'm ready to talk the Resident Evil when I come back. Doesn't have to be for horror, so yeah, you let me know, bro. I love coming on here talking shop. Maybe we'll get a fourth person on and shoot some more game. But yeah, man, you can find me at TommyToon_world on YouTube, pumping out more food reviews as we know it. So lock in there. More Vegas stuff coming up. Like I said, more theme park stuff coming up. The summer basically just started to me. There's a lot that's about to happen, so I'm ready. Between Vegas, HHN, Midsummer, D23, not in those orders, but yeah, let's do it. TommyToon_ for sure for TikTok and IG. Trying to get to 10K on IG, almost at 8. Let's lock in. George. Oh yeah, and George, man, it's always good hanging out with you. Hollow, Gelato, Salute your shorts, man. Remember that show?
Dude, I love that show. I love that show.
That was the one, right?
It makes me wanna fart.
No,
Let's hope we never part. I'll get it right or pay
Shout
them.
out Nick, man. Shout out Nickelodeon. Yo. Anyways, yeah. What's up, George? Though.
No, 100%. And I want to thank you, Tommy, because when it comes to being in the parks, you are my partner in crime, just like George is my partner in crime with the live streams. So you guys both serve a very different purpose when it comes to content, and I definitely do appreciate it. I can't wait to have you back on once you come back from Vegas and you experience that Resident Evil at Horrors Unleashed, because I definitely want to talk to you about it. I want to see everything from you doing the experience to the food reviews on it, everything. I can't wait. Everyone, please go check out Tommy Toon World, as me and George call him, the young Steven Spielberg of food reviews. He is your go-to guy. Now, George, can you handle doing your outro, or are you going to just laugh?
I think I'm good. You almost put me in an asthma attack, but I think I'm good.
Okay.
So in any case, conductor, thank you so much for having me back on. Always a good time joining the live. And Tommy, so glad to do this one with you as well. Can't wait to do many, many more. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for being part of the live, adding your questions, comments, concerns, opinions. We greatly appreciate it, because without you guys, it wouldn't be alive. So thank you to Chris West, John Make It Rain, Mission Control, everybody that joined the live. We greatly appreciate David. But yeah, you can find me on Hollow Gelato, where Abby and I cover Disney, Universal, Knott's Berry Farm, Disney Cruise Line, life events, all kinds of vlogs, out of theater reviews. We do it all. So definitely check us out on Hollow Gelato. You can also follow us on our YouTube, Hollow Gelato, on Instagram under Hollow Gelato, and also the Disney Italiano, my personal accounts on X and Instagram.
100%. And again, it's great to have both these gentlemen on to talk about HHN. So far for the 2026 season, we have Stranger Things season 5, HellRaiser, and we have I'm drawing a blank. Help me. Sinners.
Well, I even went blank on that one. I was trying to think what is the third one.
It took me a minute. So let me ask you this real quick, rapid fire question. What do you think the next announcement is going to be for HHN?
I'm with George. I think Evil Dead burn in 2 days. 3 days,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
George, same thing?
I think, Evil Dead burn. That'll coexist with the opening of the movie.
I was just going to say, because they're about to drop the movie. So, I mean, it would make perfect sense to cross-promote.
If they don't announce it on Friday, they may wait for the movie to have its opening weekend run and then announce it on Monday.
100%. But everybody have a wonderful night, wonderful day, wherever you might be. Stay cool, stay warm, wherever you might be. And I will see you guys this coming Sunday on Conductor Sunday live stream. Have a good night, everybody.